Let me introduce myself first. I am Father Herman Katongole from Uganda. I bring you greetings from St. Joseph Catholic Church, Woodlawn, All Saints Church, Floyd, and the Risen Lord, Stuart. I am the pastor of this cluster. We are located in Virginia, in the western part of Virginia. I'm trying to avoid putting myself in Western Virginia. We are located in the Blue Ridge Mountains. The towns that are common are Galax, Floyd, Stuart, and Hillsville. When I was given a letter assigning me to that part of the diocese, I asked one of the priests, and whether he knows the location of this place. He said, that place is in the west, and you keep going west until when you see Los Angeles. When you see Los Angeles, now you know you have bypassed the place. There are 3 parishes. St. Joseph Woodlawn is the biggest parish and has a population of 150 members, both Spanish and English. All Saints has a population of 78 members. Risen Lord Stuart has a population of 43 members. They are small parishes. However, there is a long distance between them. It takes me 1 hour to drive from one church, from the main church, to reach the rest of the parishes. The area is big, but the Catholic population is small. This is purely the Bible Belt. Every after a few blocks, there is a church of another denomination. Just recently, I was taking an evening walk and I ran into my neighbor who engaged me in some conversation. And at some point, we talked about our faith, our religion. And he told me his religion. I told him what I'm doing there. And I told him we are Catholics. And so what I found out that he was not aware that Catholics are Christians. He thought that Catholics are Catholics and Roman Catholics, but not Christians. But I told him that we are Catholics and we follow the same Bible, except that for us we have more books than any other denomination, because all the books of the Bible are kept, were preserved in the Bible that is used in the Catholic Church. We was so much surprised that we have more books than them. The area, as I've said, is big, but the Catholic population is small. And even if these parishes are small, most activities in these parishes require me to be there. For the meetings, I have to go, parish council, finance council, all the meetings, they're celebrating the Mass, anointing the sick, most of those activities, I have to go there in person. These parishes can't survive as independent parishes because of their small Catholic population. What the bishop did was to put them in a cluster under one priest. They have one office, one business manager, one rectory, one car, my vehicle, and most of the things they do, they share the cost, the burdens together. The employees' salaries are shared gas expenses are shared, office expenses are shared. So most of the expenses are shared, and that helps them to run. We cannot do any project at these parishes without external assistance. For example, you cannot repair the church without asking assistance from somewhere else. We cannot put another layer of gravel in the parking lot without asking for assistance from another church or from the diocese. For us, we always talk about putting another layer of gravel in the parking lot. Other churches talk about resealing the parking lot. For us, we don't have that vocabulary. We put another gravel because we still have we don't have a paved parking lot. So we don't do projects, these big projects. We just minor things, minor repairs, just which take a little bit, just a little money. Therefore, our focus is to see to it that we pay employee salaries, electricity bills, gas, in order to sustain these parishes and to preserve the Catholic faith and identity in this area. And from the little we get, we also try to help other members of the community who sometimes find themselves with no money to pay their bills. People always come to our parish and ask for some assistance when they fail to pay their electricity bills, or if they don't have food. We have gift cards which we sometimes give out to people. Sometimes people, landlords are not so easy. They try to evict people from their houses, so people come to us and we help a little bit. If the landlord is demanding like 400 for us, we can give 100 just to help. If the termination bill for electricity has like 300, we can give 150 just to help someone be reconnected. So even if we have a little, we try to help out those who are bad off. Even if the bishop put these parishes in a cluster to help each other, still we find ourselves with inadequate funds to pay all the bills. The diocese, therefore, gave me this opportunity to visit your parish, to share with you our plight, and at the same time, ask you to join us in this struggle of preserving the Catholic faith and identity in this part of Virginia. I request for any support you can give. You can give today, you can help us today, or you can help us afterwards. You can remember us once in a while and you send us something that can help to sustain us while we do this pastoral work. As I said in the beginning, our Catholic population is small. However, the consolation is that there is Catholic presence in the area, and we want to preserve this presence and identity in this area. I drive longer distances on what they call a crooked road in the mountains. The road winds in the mountains and find very sharp corners where you have almost to kind of like almost stopping, but you have to continue going. Sometimes the mountains become so foggy and you can't even see ahead of you, but you have to continue going. You can even reach an extent of guessing the way, and then you still go, because if you stop, then you cannot catch up with time at the parish where you are going. So the consolation is that even if the population is small, when you go there to celebrate Mass, the number of people you expect to find there, you find it there. If you expect to find 25 people, they will be there waiting for the priest to come. And then you celebrate Mass with 25 people, 30 people, and then after that you cruise back. You fly back to the main church to celebrate Mass at the main church. This Catholic presence in the area is very important. I always see people who are traveling and people who are visiting. I always see them coming to pray with us. And it's not easy to find a church in that area. So where we are, we always help get many visitors from many going to other parts of the country, going to North Carolina. The way to North Carolina is around us. The highest interstate is always there. There are always different festivals that take place in that area, the flea market, the music in the mountains. There is music there where people come from all over the country. And then when they come, they find where to pray from. So our presence there, the presence of the Catholic Church is very important in that area. As I said, we do pastoral work there. But sometimes the situation may not be so easy. Sometimes we don't even have the basic things that you expect to find at a parish, like classrooms. You don't have classrooms, you don't have a parish hall, and you just have only the church. So it is always not easy to work in an area where even in the basic things are not available at the parish. But in any case, we move on. We try to help in any way possible. When I had just arrived there, I found that there is a Hispanic community that needs a Mass in Spanish. So I had to try to learn how to celebrate Mass in Spanish. And I tried. So as I was beginning to master celebrating Mass in Spanish, then in another church, the members asked me to help them to celebrate Mass in Latin. Because Father James O'Leary, who was celebrating Mass for them, had been transferred to another parish. So I said I would pray over it and think about it. So I went, I asked myself, should I do it? Because it was very new to me. I tried to learn how to celebrate Mass in Latin, a traditional Latin Mass. And then afterwards I said, no, it seems I can celebrate this Mass. Then I started learning day and night how to celebrate this Mass. So I told them, I can celebrate Mass for you. So I went ahead to prepare myself. But somewhere, things became harder. And I even regretted why I accepted to celebrate this Mass. But after some time, when I started celebrating this Mass, where in a parish where we had 5 children during the Mass, now the number of children coming to Mass has risen to 45 because of the Latin Mass. And I feel that sometimes hard work pays. Of course, with the grace of God, hard work pays. So the situation is not so easy, but when we put in our effort, when we try, when I get on the road and I drive all the time, then I see some fruit, some harvest, some good harvest coming up, and it gives me some satisfaction. What is only missing is just to get some support from anywhere, from you, my dear friends, from the diocese, and from everywhere, so that we may preserve the Catholic faith in this area, so that the Catholic identity may be kept in this area, and that the gospel may also continue to spread. God has gifted us differently. He gave me the gift of priesthood, and as I am still able to serve, I have to use this opportunity to serve him in his people. And all of us have been gifted differently. So the gifts you have given us, God has given us, the blessings God has given us, are the ones that we have to use now, so that at the end of our earthly life, God may say, "Well done, good and faithful servant. Come and enjoy." The Lord be with you.